So before you start this vlog, I just wanted to let you know that I filmed it from the start. I started filming it the mid-July, and I just finished it. So the start of this vlog is going to look a little bit different, but that's it. It took me ages to complete it. Enjoy! Hello everyone! I hope you're all having a wonderful, beautiful day. So today's vlog is going to be these 4 books that I have in front of me. It is a catching up on new releases. It is based on the video that I made at the beginning of the year, which was like most anticipated releases of 2021. It was mostly the first half of the year, and I'll spend the second half of the year trying to catch up on everything that I said I would read for the first half of the year of new releases. So today we're going to focus on hardcovers. Because I absolutely hate it when you buy the hardcover of something and then before you get to actually read it, the paperback comes out. Because I love paperbacks, there's no positives in hardcovers except that they come out earlier or released earlier. So the books I'll be reading this vlog are Dear Senthuran by Kweka Messi, a Black Spirit memoir. We've all been waiting for this. Then we have The Atmospherians by Alex McElroy. I love how the cover looks like an Instagram feed. Then we have Folklorn by Angela Young. So I just heard that this is incredibly sad and someone, I don't remember who, didn't like it, so then now this one makes me anxious. And The Longest Book, which is POPISHO by Leon Ross. I got this as an ARC and started reading it, only got 10 pages in, was so confused, super flowery, so I just put it down, but it's also the thickest book. I am intimidated. I'm not the type of person who can just whip out a reading vlog, especially like this, in a week. Like Books and Lala, my brain is just not wired that way. Honestly, I will just start. I will try to do some different formatting with this vlog because I think the format I usually do, reading this many books, is just going to be super long. I watched a reading vlog by Jesshasbooks. And they did this thing where after each chapter they gave you, like the camera or the viewer, one word of what they thought of the last chapter. So maybe I'll do that. I think I'm going to start with POPISHO because I kind of already started it. It is the thickest one, might as well get it out of the way and just pray and hope that it doesn't put me in the reading slump. Let's go! Starts with a quote by Audre Lorde. Already a great start. Scattered, intimate, coy, tasty, resentful, drama. 2 words, vacant nostalgia. Gay, 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 gay. Regret. Unexpected. Whimsical. Surreal. Resilience. Honest. Look, I get a couch. It's my first couch ever and I love it so much. Ah, I got it so cheap secondhand and I'm eating, for you, a virtual date. I made that joke a couple of weeks ago on Instagram. I still find it funny. And I also got a really cheap moon lamp. I've been so stressed, but I'm going to continue reading. Should I tell you what the book is about? I'm like a proper amount through the book. Almost halfway, but I'm many days behind on my plan on reading it though. I am so in love with this book already. It's essentially kind of actually a high fantasy. It comes off cross-S, but it's written in a literary fiction type of way. And you're following like quite a large cast of characters. One person is a cook, which is very like, the position of this type of cook is very loved and important to the society of POPISHO. So you're following him and his wife just died And then you're following the governor's daughter who's about to get married, and you're following one woman who has had several miscarriages and she's not really in love with the person she's married to anymore. And then you're also following like a few of the characters around these three characters. And as you read on, like, these characters are connected in very clever and intricate ways, which I just love when like stuff like that is revealed. But POPISHO, which is the name of the book, is an island where fruit trees create poetry, eating butterflies makes you drunk, and everyone has something called course, which is like a type of magic, and it could be like literally anything. So the cook, his power is he can make anything taste like anything, right? Which makes him such a great cook. One has like healing powers, one has the power to tell when someone lies, like these different just random powers, and everyone has one except the governor's daughter. And I think things start to kind of take off, which is quite far in the book, but I want to tell you about it because it's really funny. When all the women's vaginas fall out and they kind of freak out, and then you start to see them like trying to handle the situation. But it's so fabulous because it is like literally, I think, a high fantasy, because this world of POPISHO doesn't exactly exist, and they do communicate with the outside world, but we don't know yet if that's our world or if it's like something else. But it's written in like literary fiction, so it's like exactly up my alley because I love all the fantasy stuff. I just can't read the fantasy language and the typical, very typical fantasy-ness of things anymore because it just doesn't interest me. And so a book like this is just like so perfect for me. It is so good. I love everything about it, like everything about this magical island. I'm so obsessed. So obsessed, you guys. And it's kind of like, I want to say like Black Indigenous excellence. The author like breaks grammar rules a lot of time. I don't know if it's AAVE, but she uses a lot of like Western Western English grammar breaking in what I would assume is similar to like AVE. It's also very well written. It's just so stunning. I love it so much already, and it's very like indigenous wisdom, nature. Everyone who lives in POPISHO basically loves POPISHO. Like, they have such a beautiful relationship to the nature and the island itself. So obsessed with it. I can't like continue reading, and I'll update you before the end at least. Surrender.
Escalation.
Feminist.
Healing.
Gentle. Decolonial.
Hunger.
Grief.
Truth.
Closure. Bliss. Connectedness. Freedom. I love this for a niece.
Fanciful. Magnificent.
Black joy.
Scenes.
Reveal. Dump, revolution. Revolution. Revolution.
Nature.
This book. Let's do a little wrap up of POPISHO by Leon Ross. This was so good. It was so good. I loved it. This is amazing. Guys, this book is so good. Like, I literally just added it to my TBR because I was in NetGalley. I liked the cover, so I requested an ARC, and then I never got to the ARC and I felt bad, and so I decided to buy the book. And it was so good. This book is so good. This is definitely going to be one of my favorites of the year. Like, at the end of the year. This book is like everything I love. Like, this just came like at the right point in my time. Right point in my life. And like, there's so many things about this book that I like would normally not enjoy. Like, for example, the timelines sometimes like skip, and there's no, like, while you're reading it, you don't know like what day of the week it is. I presume they don't really have that in the book, but you know, like, there's no time frame at all happening, which is something that usually irritates me because I get annoyed. Like, I need to be in control of situations, and I just don't like it when books do that. But didn't mind it in this one at all. There was a few dream sequences, didn't mind those. There's a lot of like whimsical stuff. I usually don't like that. Didn't mind this at all. Like that was all those parts were so good in this. I don't want to spoil like too much of the origin story of the people of POPISHO, but if you read The Deep, it's like a bit similar. Did you see that fly that just invaded the camera lens? Anyways, it's like a bit of a similar backstory, but not the same, but similar. It's like and it was just, I loved everything about this. And I love how like at POPISHO, like all the problems that POPISHO has as an island, you can kind of like trace them back to the governor and the fact that he is like doing business with the outside world and like just structures of power and like I just love everything what this book had to say, like along with everything that was just like small, fun, like whimsical, magical details. The fact that it was written like a literary fiction. Like I just loved everything about this book. The characters are so complex. They're not like stereotypical at all, and we got to know them like very deeply and very intimately, and I just adore all the characters in this. I hardcore ship like our main character with this other person, but they're all very complex humans in like these very nuanced ways. Yeah, it's just incredible. The only con I have, and this is literally the only one, and it will definitely not mean anything to probably the most of you, but the ending is like a happy ending, and the epilogue just like goes over all the people in the book and tells you where they're at now and like how they're doing, kind of. And I'm definitely a type of person that would just like, kind of like I did with Migrations, also did that, I just ripped it out of the book. I didn't hate it as much as I did in Migrations, but it was just, I don't like happy endings. I don't know, like, I'm happy for these people and everything worked out, all the problems got resolved, and like usually people would love that. I kind of want an ending where it's like, but what actually happened though, you know? But actually I think I needed this. I needed a happy ending. I love that. I also loved how in the beginning there's so many like secrets in a way that things we don't know about, and when they are revealed, they're always revealed at times where we least expect it, and it's almost like if you don't pay attention, you're like, wait, what information did we just get? And then you're like, oh my god, because you never expect to get like certain tidbits of information when you do, at the most unlikely moments, which now that I've told you that, I guess I kind of ruined it for you, because now you expect it all the time, but the reveals were just so satisfying. The fact that it had no plot didn't bother me at all. Like, I just loved everything about this book so much. Definitely a new favorite. Loved it. So this was like the first reviewing style. I've decided, I don't know if I told you about it, but I've decided that every book that I will be vlogging in this vlog will have a different reviewing style, and then I'll ask you at the end to tell me which style you like the most. So for this one, I described each chapter with one word, and the idea is that all those words together will give you a good idea of what the book is, an explanation of the book. So yeah, it describes that chapter, but it also describes like the entirety of the book in a way. And then because there's so many words, like you get a really good idea of what the book is. And I read this for more than a week. For you, it probably seemed weird because I was just doing one clips and like I was in the same spot all the time. But yeah, it's been more than a week. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow with the next book in this vlog with a different vlog style. Good night! Alright, it's the next day, everyone, and so today we're gonna start reading the Atmospherians. In this like reading vlog thing, I'm gonna try to copy Books with Leo's style of like vlogging. Obviously this is gonna show mostly up in the editing. I can definitely do the same editing that she does. It's just not my style, but I think it'd be really fun to try it out with intention, you know? And I think this is a good book to do it with. I think it's a satire of like wokeness. Wait, let me tell you. Sasha Marcus was once the epitome of contemporary success, an internet sensation, social media darling, and creator of a popular women's wellness brand. But a confrontation with an online troll has taken a horrifying turn, and now she's at rock bottom, fortressed in her apartment while men's rights protesters rage outside. All that once glittered now condemns. Sasha's oldest childhood friend, Dyson, a failed actor with a history of body image issues, hatches a plan for Sasha to restore her reputation by becoming the face of his new business venture, the Atmosphere, a rehabilitation community for men. Billed as a workshop for job training, it is actually a rigorous program designed to rid men of their toxic masculinity. Sasha reluctantly accepts what horrors await her as the resident female leader of a crew of washed-up, desperate men. And what exactly does Dyson want? So it's apparently funny and peers straight into the dark of wellness and wokeness, asking what happens when we become addicted to the performance of ourselves. I think that sounds so interesting and something I will definitely love. And the author is non-binary, which is just a plus plus plus. So I'm really excited to read this. But yes, I'll dive into it this week. So things I'm gonna copy with books from Books of Leo's blog. Always she puts like these montages with like doodles and stuff. And she links her socials down here all the time. And then she'll put like music and it'll be like all these clips from like her day or her week or whatever. I have a lot going on and I'll tell you some about it because my life is getting so exciting and I'm so excited about it. So basically on the 30th I'm having my first drag performance, which is in 2 weeks, and I need to like make an outfit and prepare the song and everything. By the end of this vlog I'll probably update you on how the performance went. This is my mug today. And then actually I got accepted into like this drag competition that I applied for. I know there's gonna be like 6 to 8 contestants. It's in the end of September, but the promotional photo shoot for that is this weekend. So I have to create like 2 looks, or at least I come up with 2 looks for that. So I have like 3 looks I need to do this week, plus performance I need to prepare to, plus my best friend who lives in London is visiting like this week until the 26th. So I probably like hang out with her as much as possible. So it's like a lot of stuff happening. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. So tired. Like I've been working all week on these like 2 looks that I was gonna do for like the photo shoot promo for like the drag competition that I'm gonna be in, and then that was today, and I woke up at 6 this morning and like did my makeup for like 3 hours before I got there, and it was like so much work. I literally been working since like 9 in the morning to 2 at night on like my drag stuff. And now that it's like over, at least this thing, I'm like exhausted. I'm so tired. I just want to take a nap. I'm gonna take a nap. I'm gonna take a nap right here. Good night. Good night. That's still like my favorite video on the planet. And so my drag performance is next week, and I still need to practice for all of that. And I haven't been reading at all. I just haven't been able to have the peace of mind because I felt like there's just like so much going on in my head. You know how it is, how it can be. Just gonna take a nap and then I'm gonna read some. So I'm on part 3:13. Some chapters are like numbered and some are like some sort of theme. everything is so quick in the beginning, which I really appreciated. But then now we've gotten like, I'm on page like 80 something. Right, I'm on page 90, and so far like it's been a lot of backstory since then, and I definitely like enjoy the backstory less. So you get like the relationship between Dyson, which is one of her oldest friend, like her neighbor and classmate, and Sasha, like their backstory. And I think it's like important for the plot and context and everything, but it's not so interesting. My non-existent eyebrow is itching. I want to put out there like a huge trigger warning for EDs, because Dyson struggles with it quite a lot, and it's very descriptive and they really go into details and like tips on that like Sasha gave Dyson on like how to get skinnier, and so like that there's like 2 full spreads on like tips on how to do that, which I feel like could be really triggering, and obviously it shows like the horrible side effect of like all those things too, so it's not like glamorizing it anyway, but I think it could definitely be like triggering to read about. I did struggle with like an ED when I was younger too, but it was never about beauty for me. Like I just like it was an expression of my self-harm, so like I don't get triggered by it at all. But yeah, I just wanted to say that. We've also gotten like a report on like, I think it's 12 men who are gonna like do their cult program that they're calling the Atmosphere, and the men are being called Atmospherians, and there's like been like a report written on like each of the people, so I've written that, and their idea is kind of like, if they can cure all these different types of toxic men of their toxicity, then they can cure any man of toxic masculinity. And so like I really want to get into the part where like the men arrive at the cottage where they're staying, and like the regiment starting and everything. And so like I said earlier that it's satire, but I'm not really sure if I know what satire means. I think Noelle described it that way, and so I just described it that way. But satire is like when you make fun of a certain thing, but I feel like it's so subtle, like it's real but also like extreme, and like in a funny way where it's like ironic, but I can't point exactly why it's ironic. And so I really hope like the author makes the point clear, because I think I'll enjoy that more. But yeah, it really switches back and forth between like really serious topics and kind of like irony and hilariousness, but like no, yeah, satire sort of way. I think I'm using that word right. So I'm excited for the men to come, because I feel like that's going to be like the best part, because now I feel like it's dragging on a bit. I feel a lot right now. I'm watching like Kayla's end of year catching up on 2021 reads, which is like exactly what I'm attempting to do here in this video. But she posted a video like a while ago, I think, on like a reel on Instagram showing the books that she still hasn't been able to read like so far in the year, and one of them was POPISHO. And if you've seen this video and you know Kayla, you probably know it's on her shelf and she hasn't read it yet. And I've commented like, please read POPISHO, and I'm like, it'd be so fun if like POPISHO was in her vlog, but I don't think she will. I don't think she cares about that book, but it's such a good book. I feel like it's one of those books where a lot of more people will like it versus like how many has read it. Like it's so frustrating to me. POPISHO's so good. Please read it. Okay. What happened the last 6 months, I'll probably talk about it in the first clip of this vlog entirely, just as like a warning so you're not confused when you start watching the video, but you already know that. Basically, I'll just continue. I'm gonna read, wait, let me get all the books. So the plan is essentially to both read Dear Senthuran and Folklorn, as well as finish the Atmospherians, which I'm currently reading, and just continue with the vlog because I really want POPISHO to be in my favorites. It's probably my favorite book this year, and I still haven't told you about it. It was just such a huge mistake not telling you about it in the wrap-up, because all this time I could have been promoting the book, and I do feel like very selfish and stupid for that, but I also had no idea that this vlog would take like 6 months and I would just like be so extremely caught up in drag. It's funny looking back at that one clip where I was like, I'm so tired, I'm so stressed out from all the drag. Like, little did I know that that was gonna be my life for the next 6 months. Like, I've just been working so incredibly hard at the drag stuff. Like, I have been doing it for like 12 hours a day, just sewing stuff, just like learning lip syncs, practicing. Like, it's been like very intense, and I'm also a very intense person when I get into something, and so there's been more or less no time for reading in my life. But the Atmospherians, I'm not halfway yet. I did read a couple of chapters yesterday just to see if I still want to continue with this vlog and keep reading this book, and I definitely do. It is bringing up like weird, uncomfortable feelings in me, but I think it's definitely purposeful. Nothing new updates on the book, but the cold thing is starting, and it's like, not great. But today I'm going to pick up some medicine for Betty because she has like a bacterial infection in her nose. So I need to do that. I need to buy like oat milk and make porridge for tomorrow morning. I like love eating rice porridge when there's like Christmas time. I'm also going to clean my entire apartment, and I'm going to start today with sorting out all the trash and do my trash weighing, which I'm still doing. I just haven't been talking about my zero waste journey with you guys anymore. I think I'll show you the mess. I don't even clean and I don't even do the dishes, so it's like, it's a little bit horrifying, to be honest. But now I'm gonna do that because I want the people who's gonna take care of the bunnies when I go to Sweden to like have a nice experience with my home, and I also want to come home to like a clean place. And I also want to go to the thrift store and get some like secondhand Christmas decorations. I am not religious and I don't celebrate Christmas, and I have a lot of trauma when it comes to Christmas time. So half of my personality is just like hating Christmas. Like last year I didn't celebrate Christmas with my family because I don't know how to explain this. I just like hated capitalism and consumerism so bad that I just like didn't want to see my family because they were so entrenched in it. I know that sounds weird, but it was like at the time, like I just couldn't experience that, and that was the right choice then. But yeah, I feel ready now, so I'm going home to meet my family, and that's the one part of my personality. The other part of my personality, I really like the cozy stuff. I love the fairy lights. I do have them like all year round, obviously, and because I live in like central Copenhagen, like the thrift stores are just full of Christmas stuff because they've been like saving it all year and they bring it all out like during this time. So it's so easy to get hold of like cute Christmas things and even like secondhand fairy lights and everything. So if you want fairy lights, like during Christmas time is when they sell it the most at thrift stores. Okay, that was a long clip, but I just wanted you to know where I'm at. So I'll be trying to read as much possible in this. And now let me show you the mess that is my apartment. Like, I do have a little bit of shame about it, but I try not to because I know it's not productive shame, and the shame comes from a societal place that I don't like where it's come from, so I try not to have any shame about like my mess, you know, like, you got me. Here is like where the bomb landed. My bunnies are here right now because we're bonding. That's a mess. That table's a mess. This is just like, wow, mess. More mess. Mess. Like, oh my god, like, look at this mess. What is this floor thing happening here? What is this? We don't know. Mess. 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 And yeah, I don't know. I don't need to show you. I don't need to turn on the lights here. Just everything is a mess. I'm glad we got that covered. happy with everything I found when I went out. I got so many cheap Christmas decorations and I'm very happy about that. Probably went a bit overboard, but I had a good time. And I also found these like plants and my mom's favorite Christmas flowers that I potted, and the Christmas tree, which I ended up getting in a pot so it will last longer and it just felt more right, to be honest. But I really struggled to get it into the pot, but I love that it's alive and thriving in my home now. So today I was originally gonna clean, I was gonna stay in the entire day, and I was just going to like read, have a cozy time, and finally put up all my Christmas decor and finish decorating my Christmas tree. Hello there, buddy. But what's actually gonna happen is I'm gonna volunteer at ARC Books. I forgot to check my schedule and I'm gonna do it today and Sunday, I believe. But I forgot about that, so from 12 to 16, we're going to, work in the bookstore, and I'll probably read like comics and stuff instead. I actually finished the Atmospherians yesterday, and I'll update you when I get back, and I'll continue with this vlog until tonight, so I get to clean and decorate with Books with Leo's style of vlogging, and then we'll chat maybe tomorrow about who I'm going to try to imitate next. But now let's go to the bookstore. We're gonna work and read and maybe edit this footage. Woo! Let's discuss The Atmospherians by Alex Michael Elroy a little bit. So this was definitely like out of my comfort zone when it comes to my reading. It's a little bit mystery thrillerish. I know that Books and Lala would know for sure how to talk about this book. I feel like it's the type of book she would read and she would also get kind of bored with it, because she's probably read something very similar. I haven't read a lot of like thrillers or like, I don't know, I don't think it's a psychological thriller, but it's like weird. It's just like icky about this cult. Like it's just, ugh, you know? The ending is a little bit predictable, to be honest. Like I felt like I knew that's where it was going, and I did expect something bigger, and then the very, very end I think was also kind of predictable. I wish it would have been like more creative with like the twists and turns. But I also really want to like overanalyze this book, because there are so many nuances, I think, to the story and what the author was trying to say, I think. and like I have so many questions I just want to ask them, and it'll be fun to like read this for a class or like read it in a book club or something, because there is just like so many layers. Like I'm like, what is the author trying to say, you know, which is like so interesting and so fun. I think I gave it like 3.75 stars. I'm really glad I read it, and I will definitely pick up like similar stuff in the future, but it's not like perfect for me. But yesterday I was reading like a lot. Like I was just turning one page after another, and it did end up being quite late. But it's also kind of like funny, and I kind of wish those funny satire moments would have been played up even more, because it leaves us at this in-between place of where we are like, is it satire or is it trying to be real? Like, is it trying to be honest and say something that the author believes in, or is it trying to put this like, just play out this super weird situation for us, which is neither satire or reality, like somewhere in between, and see what we will do with it and like where the story goes. Yeah, so if that sounds like something you're interested in, like I'll definitely check this out. And if you like stories about cults, I'd also check this one out. Also, it's a debut, which makes me feel like this is a great debut. Like, well done, Alex. Good on you. So it's the next day, and I wanted to do a little tiny update on this vlog, because what happened is that the idea and concept of this vlog completely overtook me. I was never supposed to like directly copy another Booktubers vlogging style, but I just did it excessively. I started overanalyzing how Books with Leo, like the angles she uses, the duration of her clips, the way she talks about books. Like I noticed that she'll never talk about what she's doing right now. She'll always vlog and do a clip about what she did and talk about stuff that happened in the past, and then put montages of what happened in the past. And that probably comes naturally to her, but for me it felt like forced, and I was really trying to, I deleted the clips where I was talking about what I was doing now, and I started like really over analyzing it. And December was supposed to be my time to relax and get back into reading just for me, but being the Capricorn that I am, I just went like full force in and conceptualized like every part of this and overdid it. And I just like was editing the vlog of like up until now, and I was just like feeling so stressed about the fact that there's so many parts of Books of Leo's vlogging style that I missed, and so many ways that I just couldn't help making it my interpretation of what she does. And I don't know why I hated that so much. Like I just like, I don't know why I'm this intense. I wish I was like more chill about this stuff, because this is a hobby. Like I do this for fun. Like what am I doing? And it's supposed to be, I guess, a way for me to explore how I vlog and different ways of doing that. And even when I was trying to copy or was inspired by Jesshasbooks, like that's not how they usually vlog their stuff, you know? Like that was just one idea they had for like one book, you know? And I just completely copied that, and then just like the concept just blew up in my mind, and it just overtook everything. And I even started like over analyzing, like looking up so many, I've been watching an excessive amount of reading vlogs and over analyzing everyone's reading vlog, like which clips they do, how they talk about the books, like. And then at the end I was just like, I can't pick, because it becomes too hard to make like an exact copy of like someone else's reading vlog style. And I'm like, when did this become a thing, Wilma? Why are you doing this to yourself? Like, you're not even enjoying it, and it's not helpful. So now that I'm gonna start Dear Senthuran, I don't know who I will be inspired by, not copy, just inspired by the vlogging style. You guys gave great suggestions, which I really appreciate. I also enjoy Past Story Time, Sage, Books with Chloe. At the core of it, all their vlogging styles are pretty much the same. Like, you can't, no matter how I do, you can't say like, that's this person's vlogging style, or this person's, you know? So what I'm gonna do right now is just, I'm gonna start reading Dear Senthuran, and if something comes to me, some fun way I can talk about the book, then I'll do that. But I did decide that when I read Folklorn, I'm going to be doing Monica Kim's vlogging style. Her vlogs are also focused on aesthetics, but she doesn't like over edit her vlogs, because that's what really killed me about Books with Leo's vlogging style. Like, it got to me mentally. I'm never doing that again, and I don't know how you do that, Books with Leo. Because when I'm reading Folklorn, I'll also be back home, and I also noticed that Monica Kim vlogs what she's doing now, and I really appreciate that because I think that's much more similar to my vlogging style. I noticed that when I was starting to work against that. Well, you see, like, it's really, like, it's psychologically, like, breaking me down, this vlog. So I'm gonna stop all this, and I'm just gonna read Dear Senthuran. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. It's many hours later, and I've decided to copy Sage's videos. And Z doesn't over-edit their videos, which I'm appreciative of, and I will try to embody that. I'll try to embody Sage's, like, calmness and softness. And we're just gonna chill, and I'm gonna film whatever I want to film. I'm gonna talk about whatever I want to talk about, and we're gonna have a good time reading a Black Spirit memoir. I'm starting a new animated adult TV series. Let's see if I like it. Hello. I do feel a little bit creepy, but I just really want to look like Sage for a second. Okay, I am reading Dear Senthuran, and I am almost 100 pages through, and I'm really enjoying it so far. It's written in letters, or it's a memoir written in letters, and most of the time we don't really know who the Dear is referring to, but I think Agee has done it, so if we need to know, like, we'll know who that person is, and I am really enjoying it so far. It's so interesting, and I am really enjoying, like, seeing inside their mind in a way and hearing about their life. I can also, like, really heavily relate to this. There is one quote where they talk about, let's see if I can find it. This part, like, I'm afraid that the true spirit affirming surgery for me might just be dying. That all these other things I do are the equivalent of binding or tucking, or all the other ways we fold the flesh we don't want. To try and get to mimic the self we see, I want to fold the flesh right off my bones and collapse into nothing. And so the book, when it says, like, a Black Spirit memoir, Agee basically is talking about the fact that they are this creature that comes from, like, Igbo mythology. I don't remember the name right now. And how, like, that identity is completely inseparable from their trans identity, and how trans isn't, like, even a word really to describe what Agee, like, is, and how, like, the trans feelings that they have that we see as, like, being connected to their gender, and a lot of the like, affirming stuff they've done is also connected to them affirming their, like, indigenous spirit, which I find, like, really beautiful and really interesting, and a great way of, like, seeing new perspectives on, like, transness. And I can also, like, heavily relate to, I can also heavily relate to the fact that Agee doesn't feel like they are kind of like this arrogant, extremely confident person, and that, like, they just feel, like, great and godlike. And I can definitely relate to that, and how, like, I have this tendency to, like, belittle myself a lot, like, make myself smaller, but I feel like I'm so powerful and, like, really talented and really great, and saying those things like aren't really what people want to hear or accept, because we've been taught that like it's a way to make others like people feel like lesser by like other people's greatness, and so we don't say that kind of stuff. But everyone can be that, like everyone is godlike, you know. And I don't know, that's not really what Agee talked about, but I can just like relate to them a lot. But I'm also finding this book oddly like triggering. There's a lot of mentions of like suicide and stuff, and yeah, but like the nuance, like I'm usually not triggered by stuff, but like the nuances that they talk about these things are just like things I can relate to too much. So that's why like I feel like very connected to this book, but also oddly distant from it while I'm consuming the content, which is kind of a strange experience. But yeah, just like very relatable in a way that I don't think I've read before. The main thing where I feel like very estranged from Agee is like the way they are quite macabre, is that how you say it? And gory in how they think about things. Can't relate, but I'm really enjoying the book so far. I think that in the beginning I was like, how is it these letters gonna come together to create like their whole story? And I think I see it now. And it's a very easy read, but it's such a great way to, I think, tell their memoir or tell their story. I'm gonna go to the grocery store now and buy some food. I don't want to because it's already dark outside, even though it's just midday. But I think I have to go to the grocery store. Then I'll do a little grocery haul just like Sage. And I also need to buy some hay and stuff. But I'm gonna try to take it really easy and just like try to enjoy it.
Dear Senthuran, oh, it's large print. Why does Amazon do this? I don't know, but that's fine. It's actually kind of nice. I had the hardcover and I lent it to lent it to my friend, and it's been weighing on my heart not having all of Agjee's books in my collection, and now I do again. That's so nice, thank you. I'm excited. I have actually been wanting to reread this really specific chapter in here where they like go into their journey through getting a book published and getting lots of books published, and like manifestation, and also their home. Like, there's a lot of really good inspiring things, and this will also probably be in my top nonfiction of the year, so now I have something to hold up.
So Sage is getting their testosterone tomorrow, my time, and I'm like oddly jealous because a year ago I think we mentioned, like me and Sage talked about it, that we'd probably start like tea at the same time, and I've been like through the process like in Denmark for like more than a year now, and I was supposed to get it in November, December, but now my appointment to decision if they're gonna make it is like in January, and it's like, because it's so close and I thought it was gonna be happening this month, like it feels so far away. And the thing is, they're probably gonna deny my like everything, like after all the therapy sessions and everything I've been through, like they're probably gonna deny it because I'm non-binary and Denmark just fucking sucks. I hate it here. Okay, anyway, so I'm like so happy for Sage, but like a part of me is like hurts a bit, which is like not the trans solidarity we want here, you know. But good news, I am in the process of getting tea another way. And it is hopefully happening before my appointment in January, because I just want to say like fuck the government and what they're doing with this healthcare thing, you know. So I don't even want to get it from them anymore, even if they approve my like prescription, which is a bit sad. But that's that. Let's buy some groceries now. we do a little grocery vlog. I'm very excited about this. I've never done a grocery vlog before. No, vlog? Grocery haul. No, usually I would edit that out, but we're doing sage today. So we're gonna keep everything in. I bought 12 eggs. And then I bought 2 different types of kale. Palm kale and regular kale. Both for me and the bunnies. Dee. She wants? She wants? Oh, is it yummy? You like this type of kale. And then I got coffee, chickpea, what is it called? Pasta, couscous, oregano spice, mango, dried mango, mint. Do you like mint too, sweetie? Skeptical? Oh, you like it. Mint is one of those things that not all bunnies like because it has like a very strong taste. And then I got like chocolate pieces. That's good. Hopefully it's gonna like satisfy my craving without me like eating cookies and stuff. Garlic spice, basilica spice. Oh, sorry, baby. I also got coriander. She likes coriander. Do you want some, baby? Do you want to sit on two? Oh, no? Dee Dee is like a bunny that I am babysitting. You can take it, baby. Babysitting for my friend, but it was only supposed to be 2 months or like 1 month, and now I've had her for 6 months. So I don't know what's happening with her, to be honest. What's going on? I also got like lychee fruit. I love them, but I barely buy them because I don't see them in stores so much. It's not exactly like a local product. And then I got I was reading Apple and Knife, which is like a short story collection that I'm reading, on the tram on the way there. That's not a tram, it's a metro. Then I got like a lot of tomatoes and Greek olive oil, zucchini, facts. Some people call this squash. Squash is the family, zucchini is this. So it annoys me when people call it squash because it's a zucchini. Favorite thing in the world, aubergine. Spinach. Broccoli. Oh yeah, and I was there to give like these like glass bottles for them, but they said they don't accept any that you can't take the label off because then people won't use it even though it's for free. Do you like the broccoli? Oh, she likes the broccoli! Oh, that's so yummy. You're not used to that, baby. You're not gonna get too much. And then I got porridge rice. No. She's just eating everything now. I love you, sweetie. Nope. Porridge rice because I'm gonna make more porridge tonight so I can have breakfast tomorrow. And then I also got some dates for you, virtual dates. And I think that's it. Oh, no, baby! This is like spieskumin. I don't know what that's called in English, to be honest. And that's the haul. I hope you enjoyed hearing about all my groceries. It got really late really quickly. I was just reading and it took time. So I'm just gonna sleep now. Good night. Pros before hoes. It's so dangerous working in a bookstore. Like, just today I'm like, let's get these 3 books. I want to show you because no one's in the store right now. This, I think it's like a poetry collection. It has like these really cool images. I don't read a lot of poetry and I feel like I could like poetry, but I'm also very skeptical to it. So it's like a mixed relationship, but I like the art and everything, so I'm really excited about this one. It's called Instant Masterpiece of Shit by Latita Despina. And then I also found this one, Asero. It's like a book translated from German. It doesn't have a lot of text, so maybe I can finish this before the year and like finally reach my Goodreads goal. It's by Francois Dominique. I think it's about like a mushroom, and every time I hear like fungus mushroom stories, I get really excited. So I think this is gonna be good. And I took a picture of it months ago and then I never ended up buying it. So it's been marinating for a while and I think it's time. And the last one I found is like, I really like the cover of this one. It's called Winter in Soksho. I don't know what it's called, how you say it, by Elisa Shua Dusipin. So this is a French-Korean author, and I think it takes place in Korea, at the border of North Korea. And I think it's gonna be really interesting, and one of the characters is like a graphic novelist, which like intrigues me, and I think it's being compared to Convenience Store Woman. And even though I didn't love that one book, I feel like I could like similar stuff. So that's a little haul. I haven't paid for them yet, but you know, like the discount here is real. Like, if I really wanted to be like Sage, I would be like this while working. I know it's not on brand to have like the sweater over, but we're doing Norwegian cottagecore with my slippers, my dinosaur slippers. I just uploaded a comic that I'm very proud of. I love making comics. I'm also reading Dear Senthuran. Someone came in asking for recommendations for lesbian fiction, and I just like took off. Like sometimes I get so intense. I'm like, this book, and your friend will probably like this book, and they're just like, please leave me alone. And I'm like, I can't help myself. I have so many good recommendations. Yeah, I did recommend Senthuran to someone and they got it. I really hope the person likes it. That's my little work update. I also have a Hello Kitty mouth guard. I've also been ordering loads of like queer fiction. We use like a website called Gardeners. I love working here. Okay, customers. We good? So I actually finished like the poetry collection that I feel like it's very on brand, like to read like a indie, only one person on Goodreads has read it, poetry collection, right? I actually really liked it. I read it on the way bus home, and the design of it in particular is like really beautiful. And in the spirit of Sage, we're going to do like, I'm gonna pull some cards. Like I feel like I need that in my life. So I do actually have the same tarot card that Sage has, the one by Tilly Walden, I believe, but I haven't learned to like read tarot cards yet. But I do have these. These are magical unicorn oracle cards. I like these a lot because they like explain everything very well and they're very kind. Like I find tarot cards are usually a bit harsher and you need to do like more interpretation. Like these are pretty straightforward. Obviously you can learn to like read them in a more nuanced way and like a way that's more adapted to like each person. My mom is really good at this. I think she has like pretty much every single of like angel card, oracle cards that ever existed. She loves them. But I think I'm gonna pull one card for the past and then one for the present and one for the future. Let me see if I can. Past. And then the future. Alright, so I asked like specifically cards that represent my past, present, and future, like related to my gender. I have been thinking a lot about stuff like that lately, so you know, my ears just don't do that thing, Sage, okay? Don't come for me. It doesn't do that. Okay, so this is specifically related to my gender. So the first one I got was creative. It looks like this. It says, draw, paint, think, and act in creative ways. Let's see what the booklet says. You're a creative person, which means that you like to express your thoughts and feelings in artistic ways. It doesn't matter whether your artwork is perfect, what matters is that you express yourself creatively. This card asks you to spend more time being creative. That means doing something artistic, such as painting, drawing, singing, dancing, dressing in costume, writing a story, or taking photos. When you do something creative, you feel free and happy. Creativity also helps you see the world in new ways. You notice amazing new details in everyday life and see colors that you never noticed before. Creativity also sparks new ways of doing things, which also positively affects work and play. Doing things in the same way every time puts you into a rut. Ruts are major causes of stress, and stress can lead to sad or tired feelings. The best way to get out of a rut is by doing something creative. It doesn't matter what you do as long as you do it with a creative flair. As in relation to my gender, I think this is an interesting card because creativity has always been a tool for me to understand the world, and I'm always searching in different mediums for creative ways to learn new things about myself and express myself. And I definitely think it's the start of how I started to think about gender. And I think if I was not a creative person, I probably would have struggled much more with coming to terms with what gender means for me and who I am and those kind of things. Interesting. And then for the present, we have best friends. True friends stick together no matter what. This is the card. My mom is calling. I'll call her back later. Best friends. This card says that you need to spend time with a friend. Perhaps you had a fight with your buddy, or one of you needs some extra attention. Take some time today to contact this person and share your feelings with each other. The time you share is a big gift to both of you. It also helps you become even closer. Sometimes you might feel alone in the world. At these times, remember that you always have the angels with you. Ask them to help you with your friendships. The angels can bring new people into your life whom you really like. The unicorns can also help you feel happy whenever you're sad or alone. All you need to do is think about angels. They'll help you right away. We all need friends. We all need friends, and spending time with them is the way that people become our best friends. So reach out to people you like today. Talk about your feelings, play games, laugh, take a walk, eat lunch together, or just sit and watch the clouds go by. No matter what you do, it's better to do it with your best friend. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to think about that in relation to gender. Is it telling me to talk about these things? Is it gonna be helpful? Or is the best friend my gender? Okay, we're gonna leave that for now. The last card is love. The answer that you're seeking is love. So it looks like this card wants you to know that the simple yet powerful answer that you seek, it's love. Pure love, divine love, healing love. You can heal your current situation by acting more lovingly towards others. You can also tell them, I love you. Even, so weird. Did you see that? Your comment got a heart from Sage. Also, isn't it just so weird how yesterday when I was reading, or now that I'm reading Dear Senthuran, Sage got a package of that book. Z uploaded that vlog like when I was reading the book. Like, isn't that kind of weird? Like, isn't it just like, it's like a little bit weird? It's fine. I thought it was funny. Even holding loving feelings towards another person is a powerful way to heal them and the relationship. You can send love to someone who's in need by seeing or feeling love coming from your heart and going to the other person. You're also called upon to teach others about love. You can do this in many different ways. You can talk, write, or sing about it. You can draw, photograph, or paint pictures that shows love. You can make someone laugh or to open their heart or inspire them with your own example of living a life of love. This card may also mean that another person really loves you but doesn't know how to show or tell you these feelings. Remember that not everyone is comfortable with strong feelings. Compassion is part of love, which means being open to other people's differences. I think that's a very beautiful card in regards to my gender. Love, right? Thank you so much, unicorns, for giving me this insight that I will think about. I'm gonna call my mom. It's a 5-star. It's so good. Something fell down. How quick and messy you did forget. This is not a flattering angle for me. No, but I talked about this with my mom. Like, I think it's one of my bigger realizations, like, this year or last year or something, that I need, like, time to process things. Like, sometimes I will experience something that's, like, very important to me, and then I'll not tell my mom about it until, like, many days later. And even though we talk every single day, and she knows about this, that I do this, but I, like, didn't and hadn't noticed it, and, like, I feel kind of the same about this book. Like, I don't really want to talk about it straight away. Like, I kind of want to let it marinate and just, like, exist within me for a while until I finally talk about it. But basically, the way Akwaeke Maisie, like, weaves, like, writes these letters that kind of seem, like, random and, very specific in some ways, and then somehow, right? Like, the characters and this story becomes something, and it, like, makes sense. Like, how would you do that? Like, what the hell? Like, it's just, like, so good. It's so strange, the feeling of, like, relating so deeply to someone who's had, like, such a different life than you. It's weird. I wish I could talk more in depth about it, but yeah, I'm gonna let it marinate. And I'm actually going to take... Let me put you down. I'm actually going to take a little break before I start Folklorn, which will be the last book in this vlog. Because I have to read Bewilderment by Richard Powers for the climate fiction book club. So this will be great. It's only the 18th of December today, so I still have time. I mean, we have the live show on the 26th, but I need to take a break to read this before I read this one, and I will probably see you when I am in Sweden then. And that's the update. It will be nice to take a break from vlogging for a while, because I do feel, like, slightly overwhelmed by how intensely I have, like, tried to come back to Booktube. So that will be nice, and I will see you in a while. Hello, friends. Jag filmar en video. I'm at home with my family, and I'm reading the last book in this vlog, Folklorn by Angela Mi Young Her. The bus ride went well. It was not yesterday, and today's Christmas. I'm matching the wall, I just realized. And we're copying Monica Kim's video style of editing and vlogging. I'll try. Hopefully it works out. I'm gonna film everything on my phone because it's just easier this time. I was supposed to read like to page 160 yesterday. I'm still catching up on that. I'm about this far through the small part. I think it's pretty good. The book is about our main character Elsa, who is American Korean, and she's a physicist and she's working at Antarctic with stuff like this experiment, like neutron things. Like she talks about it quite in depth and it's very interesting. But she's also having these like flashbacks or memories from her past. We slowly learn about her childhood, growing up in America, like with a mom and dad who's Korean, and like the trauma they've suffered and everything they've been through. And all of that is like quite traumatic and hard, but I feel like it's not written in such a sad way, so it's okay to digest actually. We learn like slowly more about that, and also like myths and cultures about Korea that she's like taken with her, and I think those are slowly gonna like become true somehow or like integrate into the plot, which is very cool. But right now like she's working at Antarctica through Stockholm University, and so like the book has so many Swedish things, which is such a surprise and so funny, and so many things I think you wouldn't understand like if you aren't Swedish. And in the beginning there was an inscription that said like for Henrik, min älskling, which means like my love in Swedish. So already that I was like, what does this book have to do with Sweden? But that's really, really fun. I really love that, and I love all like the Swedish inside stuff. Like I can really recognize myself in like a lot of things, and seeing it from like an American Korean perspective is also really fun and interesting. But the book does focus a lot on like her lineage and things like that, which I'm really enjoying. I'm really enjoying the whole plot and setting. My least favorite parts are probably the myth things, which is something I just don't really like to read about in general. But I think it's pretty perfect that I'm trying to copy Monica Kim, who is American Korean, I believe, and I'm reading a book about that by someone who is American Korean. So that's fun. The sunset's really pretty here, and the rest of the night is just gonna be family time. Do you want to say something, Robin? Can you speak English? Du är inte på video. Går det bra? So I'm just gonna change to my evening Christmas outfit. This is my second Christmas outfit with stockings, same shoes. And if I was Monica Kim, I'd tell you where I got this, but it was a different person when I got this, and I'm not going to tell you because I'm very ashamed of where I got it, but I have it. And I've also vowed to always wear this every day of Christmas for the rest of my rest of my life. Will I do it? I don't know, but it's currently my life's mission. And I think that's fun. Complicate and simplify your life at the same time. Just how I like to roll.
Det är brunfarge da, som jeg har tatt i, så det er veldig fint.
Siempre tendeo.
Det er brun saus.
Soya masala-produkt.
Oi, de må være super ferdige nå. De kan bare ligge. Ja. Det var litt...
Jeg bare filmer alle andre som tar bilder.
Er det noen snille barn her da?
Ja. Vi har känner hela gängen. Vi är så snälla.
Det er bare barn som får gaver. Det er ingen andre
Det är alla vuxna här.
jeg har gått feil da.
Nej, vi har två barn. Vi har
Det er to barn. Det var flott. Jeg har bare to gaver.
Oj, jag har tog av dig. Oj.
Den kommer du lära dig.
Jag ska snälla.
my reading spot is so sunny today. What has happened to Copenhagen? I guess that's a little bit better. So I'm home again. So such a weird turn of events happened. What happened was that the person who was babysitting my bunnies, like there was like some miscommunication and it just didn't work out. Like, I do come off very intensely about my bunnies because they're like literally they're not literally my children, but they feel like my children. And when people don't take it seriously, like, I become very intense, quote this person. So it was just like a bad situation and I decided to cut my trip short. You can really see the camera, oh well. Instead of going to my mom and visiting her place for the first time, I had to go home, which was a bummer. But now that I'm home, I feel like calmer and I never would have continued the holidays with such stress. I also didn't end up vlogging a lot with my family. It is a bit awkward when your family doesn't speak English because even if they would want to be in the vlog, they would have to like switch languages to be the vlog, and it just makes it like a thing and really weird, and I have to ask like all 9 of my family members. I just like took some snippets, did it like a very casual thing, and decided to just enjoy my time with my family while I was there because I really don't visit them a lot. I have a tendency to talk fast. Some people tell me this, and I do have troubles articulating sometimes, and it doesn't feel great in my mouth when I try to articulate, and it still doesn't sound very crisp. So that is something I'm going to practice on in the new year. Folklorn, where are you, baby? But at the end of the day, like, being home, I think everything was supposed to happen because today, I came home very late yesterday. We did the live show for Bewilderment, and I was so angry I literally tore that book in half. I hated it so much. But today, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and I felt like it was meant to be that I came home today came home yesterday because this morning, my testosterone prescription came in the mail, and it's like one of those you have to like sign and stuff. So if I wasn't here, I wouldn't have gotten it on today. And I went to the pharmacy. It went great. I didn't have any trouble with them because it is kind of like I was gonna say unorthodox. That's not the context I use that word in. It's not like very valid prescription. It is, but it's an unusual like prescription. But everything went so well, and they were so nice at the pharmacy, which was something I was really dreading. And it means they order it for me, and I will get my tea tomorrow. And I feel like I've been like jumping through like the most horrible hoops to get here, and it's been like so many twists and turns, and I really wouldn't have been able to do it without like the local trans community. So I feel like I can't believe like this is like working out, you know? Anyways, that's tomorrow. Folklorn, I am more than halfway through, I believe. I've read this part, so almost basically just halfway through. And the thing is, like, I was told this was gonna be sad. It is like kind of sad because what it's talking about is really sad. But I will say that there's quite a few jokes. 2 issues I have with it. One, it's like getting a bit stagnant at this point. Like, I don't feel like the plot is really driving us forward. And the second thing is the magic part needs to become like more, like a bigger part of the story. Kind of like in The Chosen and the Beautiful, where the magic was kind of always there in a weird way, but it never got brought into light, and that was like why the story didn't work. But then at the end it did, and it made like the whole book redeemable in a way, and I think and hope that's gonna happen in this one. I need like more context for the magic, and I do think that's like the underlying driving plot in this. And the magic, don't get me wrong, there's no magic in here. The magic is that our main character Elsa, she has this ghost or like imaginary friend that's following her, but she's also kind of from Korean stories that her mom told her. So it's like, where is this person real? Where do they come from? There is like more story to be found there. It's almost like Elsa's trying to figure stuff out about her culture, her mom's history and everything, but not consciously. Like, it's just something that I don't think she knows that she wants to figure out, but which is kind of interesting. But it is like a bit slow, and I just wanted to read 80 pages of this a day, but I just can't. Like, I can only read like 40 pages of this a day, so it's going much slower than I would have hoped, and I would have hoped to get this up by today so you can watch it before all of my end of year stuff. But it's taking a bit. I think I'm just gonna read. Yeah, and this vlog is gonna be a bit more boring because I don't get to be in the snow with my mom and my cats and everything. But life happens, and yeah. Also, like, this guy who was like babysitting the bunnies, he's like, yeah, you're coming off very intensely, and I'm like, is that not a compliment? Like, yeah, I'm very intense. Like, are you saying it's bad to care about stuff? Anyways, that was, I can go on a whole rant about that because that was horrible. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna read. Now I'm just eating some pizza. I usually always buy, like, plain pizza and then add my own ingredients because 1, it's cheaper, and 2, it's much easier to, like, customize. I know that's weird because it's, like, half ordering, half making, but I love doing it. But today I'm just taking the plain pizza because it's so good. Like, it's rare that I just want a pizza plain because it's just so good that way. And I'm also watching James Welsh. I love, like, the Welsh twins and their separate channels as well as, like, their private channels. And I also love, like, skincare stuff, which is weird for me because I literally just wash my face with, like, bar soap. But it's, like, so fun and so interesting, and I'm taking a break from reading. I'm having a really hard time focusing and concentrating, like, but we'll read more later. For now, yum! Woo! This feels weird. This is my first time applying testosterone gel. 1 pump, right? Is that 1 pump? That's it. So that's it. I'm officially on tea. It feels so anticlimactic. Like, I knew it would because it's something, like, you know, that goes gradually over time. Like, there's nothing that happens, but, like, somehow I just feel like I can breathe, like, because it was so difficult for me to get to this point. Like, Denmark, it's just like, this is what you do or you don't do it. But there are options, but they just, like, basically the system gaslights you into thinking that you have to, like, rely on them, which is just bullshit. But I wish someone would have told me that, you know? So that's it. I'm watching Sunny's Book Nook. Is that what they're called? I don't remember. And just drinking some coffee and just, like, breathing and enjoying this feeling. I'm gonna finish Folklorn today, so today is gonna be the last day. Yeah, I'm just gonna be done with it, like, literally half a year. What the hell? So, I'm excited!
Things play out. It's so funny and so fast-paced and
I'm finally done with Folklorn by Angela Mi Young-her. I did truly go on a journey with this book. I think I was kind of expecting all these paths that we're following and learning more about, like, her childhood, her mother's fairy tales and stories, the people that she meets, the science parts that she's interested in, and the magical realism bit. I thought they would kind of, like, all tie in to one bigger picture and we would understand everything. But, I mean, this is kind of like a mild spoiler if you don't want to know anything about the book. But it's not a huge spoiler. It's just to tell you that the ending is kind of what you thought it was all along. Like, it's very obvious what the resolution, like, of all these pieces are at the end. But the book is actually more about the journey and the emotional part of this story. It is really tragic, but I didn't really feel like it was so sad until the end, where I was like feeling it in my chest much more. And the story is a bit more calm and simplistic than what I expected. Like, I think it's a bit more Swedish than American, and that will probably only make sense to you, those who have read like more both Swedish and American literature, because I think Swedish literature is a bit more down to earth. Not down to earth, it's more simple, and it doesn't like crave so much of the viewer on the story. This is very general, by the way, very general. American writing, and perhaps even like English, is much more like purposeful, if you say so. I don't know. That's just like a tidbit of reflection, but I think the author, in my speculation, pulled a lot from her own life, like considering that her partner seems to be Swedish, and the story is kind of like this romantic relationship between Oscar, who is a Korean adopted Swede, or a Swede that's adopted from Korea, and our main character Elsa, who is a Korean American immigrant, or maybe you say first generation immigrant. I'm not so good with those terms. I'm gonna have to look that up. But their relationship was definitely the best part of the story, and I love the emotions around those, the complicated nature of their relationship, but also like how it felt really, really real and honest. And I also liked how their stories were interwoven in kind of like a very casual way. So I am giving this 3 stars, but it's not a meh 3 stars. Like, this is a powerful, I felt a lot, like I would probably recommend this to the right audience type of 3 star. Like, mostly I feel 3 stars are sometimes just average books, and this just doesn't feel so average. Like, I think if the right person read this, it could be a 5 star kind of book, and it's much more of like either a 2 star or 4 star. 3 stars is kind of emotionless. I don't know why. Is that only me? I don't think so. I'm very glad I read it. Like, I love the reflections. I like the writing. I just expected something different from the story, and thought that the part where she was in America was definitely my least favorite part. Like, the time she spent in Antarctica and Sweden was much more interesting. I think also for her own life, she was kind of depressed when she was in the US. What else? I also wished the science bit kind of made more sense to the story. Like, there is some metaphorical connections that she makes between like folk tales and science, and it's just kind of like a part of her story. But I wish there was like a bigger connection. Like, in general, I just wish there were connections in a way, but this is just like way more real, and so in real life there aren't always like pieces are connected. You know what I'm talking about? And that's my review of this. Let's get the other books. POPISHO was actually like dusty. Are you gonna fall, camera? Are we doing that today? I think this is my ranking of the books, but these ones are pretty much on equal level, and these 2 are pretty much on equal level. So it's like 3 stars and 5 stars, and I don't really want to put one above the other, but yeah, I'm really glad I actually got to read these hardcovers, because I hate it when I read a hardcover and then I never end up reading it. So I'm really happy that I completed this like vlog, even though it took a lot of extra effort and dedication, and I don't want to do long vlogs. I'm just not made to do them. Like 24 hours or like weekend vlogs are much more my style. This was difficult and tough on me, like mentally and everything. Felt like they were also great to read together. Like, they all make sense. Like, okay, maybe these 3 make sense with each other, not so much the Atmospherians. But you know those games you would play where there would be like a few things and you have to pick the thing that doesn't fit into a category, but you don't know the category? Like, do you know what I mean? And these 3 kind of like have some common themes. This one seems a bit foreign, or maybe just white. That was weird. They all made an impression on me. Like, they're all very different books, and I think they all could be like 5 stars to someone. They're very unique, and I felt like I gained a lot of like interesting perspectives, broadened my horizons on like what type of literature I like. I think I learned a lot about myself too, so Really happy I did this. It's the end of the vlog. Ah! Okay, so thank you for watching this vlog. I hope you enjoyed. If you made it until the end, leave a little book emoji down below. And I wish you all an amazing new year soon. And I'll be uploading my all the end of year videos as well soon. But thank you so much for watching. I'm sending you all so much love. Take care of yourself. And I wish you all the best. Bye!